Good morning, all, for Sunday, the 21st of May. Well, this sustained level of brightness, I must say, is very welcome indeed. And it's sort of responsible by this sort of, I'd say, weakening area of high pressure, but it is looking like it's going to stay with us for some time. We're still picking up a northerly flow, a northeasterly flow across the UK currently. And as we go through into tomorrow, we continue with that northeasterly flow, though a little bit stronger, and a new high from the Atlantic starts to move in, and at this stage just looks relatively settled. I don't think every day is going to be a particularly good soaring day, but it's good to see that we're finally getting what was known as spring originally. So fronts still plaguing Northern Ireland and Scotland. Over us, though, nice and clear, and still quite breezy. Those winds from the northeast looking somewhere in the region of northeasterly at 15 knots or so over top of us. Satellite picture of the UK shows a glorious start over us. Once again, Scotland caked in cloud, although that cloud just extending down into North Wales today, but not too much in the way of cloud at the moment for us, and no significant weather really. Public forecast today shows that keen northeasterly wind becoming a little bit more northerly during the day, which always poses a bit tricky, and good visibility throughout. Potentially a bit more cloud bubbling up in the afternoon. Top temperature today of around 18 degrees or so in the capital, maybe sort of 17s where we are, and dew points floating around double figures, maybe dropping down to 9 or so in the afternoon. Currently at Lasham, got a temperature of 12 and a dew point of 7. Temperature starting to climb nicely, and I don't have any picture of outside as webcam's fallen over again. But looking very reasonable, pressure of 1022, and northerly wind currently at Lasham. Northeasterly reported by Farnborough, 040 at 9 knots, Cav OK, and simple as that, Cav OK for the whole day doesn't necessarily mean there won't be any cloud, just means there won't be any cloud directly over us. Odium saying northerly, Prize Norton saying northeasterly, again, few at 4.5, and Southampton again, Cav OK, north to northeast, so glorious. Top Metier today then, for a standard class glider. I'm pleased to say it's uprated itself, a bit like yesterday. Though we do have a lot of wind, it's been slightly better than forecast, and I think they will follow that trend. Good round the soles, we're playing danger areas again, and up into the Midlands. We start at 10 o'clock. It's not a particularly early start, but by 11 o'clock it will be getting going. Blue to shallow queue to around 3,000 to 3,500 feet. Later this afternoon, 4,000 feet in our area. That's probably the highest it will get to around here, from the looks of it, maybe 4,500 feet. Out towards sort of the Keyville area, up into the Midlands, does look like you might see 4,500 to 5,000 feet. And going throughout most of the day, usual windward coasts getting affected, but down towards the West Country and up into towards Wales, where you might even see 5,500 feet. Does look really nice indeed. And a long evening again, with even at sort of 7 o'clock, it's still seeming to be going in some parts. So though we would have packed up by then. You could always be the odd chance later this afternoon of Thames estuary air getting to us, so just bear that in mind. It's normally a thin wedge of air that gets killed by that, but certainly places to the east of Husbos towards the end of the day are going to see the wash start to cause issues, and that can go quite far inland, so it may be slightly worse than it predicts here, but fingers crossed. Let's have a look at sky sites as a comparison, and potential flight distance on sky sites. Again, looking fairly reasonable, about 500 kilometres. So this in a slightly more narrow area, sort of keeping it down towards sort of Chard, down towards the southeast to about Eastbourne, and then all the way up to just sort of north of Rushden, just east of Husbos. So yeah, although it does show East Anglia to be quite good, but I'm always suspicious of that when we have this sort of wind direction. So yeah, it might be the sea breeze front kicking it all off. Okay, similar here then, 11:30 getting going, and generally climbs in our area of 2 to 3 knots. Weakening off a bit in the afternoon in our area, potentially due to that estuary air sort of coming our way, but out in towards the West Country and out into the Midlands remaining quite good for most of the day. And cumulus heights throughout the afternoon looks to be around the 4,000 to 4,500 foot mark. Widely, a bit more blue. This is suggesting out into Wales and same out into East Anglia, but we should have cumulus for most of the day quite easily. Convergence, we will have a look at. Not too much in the way of convergence. Some evidence of estuary air perhaps, but yeah, other than that, looking quite flat. I'll just check. Always keep an eye out for wave interference. I know it's a northeasterly, but you can get some weird shear wave. None that this is suggesting at the moment, but with the strength of the wind, don't be surprised if weird things occur. Is it good for the downs? It might have a bit too much east in it, but I'm sure it'll be a good thermal source at least. Cloud cover amounts, it does appear that there'll be some sort of top cover to the west of us over sort of the sort of western parts of England and into Wales, but good cumulus over us. Okay, your point forecast then, we'll go for just south of Abingdon then. And it's showing 4 knot climbs this afternoon to a base of around 3,500 to 4,000 feet. And yeah, looking relatively reasonable in that light to moderate northeasterly breeze. There is the chance of some overdevelopment, but I think it's fairly minimal today. It's not like how it's said to be a few days ago. And skew T, we look for Lasham, go for a 10 o'clock skew T. We've got an inversion at around sort of 1,500 feet, which is going to need to warm out. Looks like that sort of warms out with about 14, 15 degrees, giving us cumulus cloud base around 3,000 to 3,500 feet. And yeah, looking quite dry up through the upper levels, with maybe just a chance of some build up of cloud this afternoon. But I don't think anything too disastrous or anything too dissimilar to yesterday. Just show you Top Meteo's site forecast as well, just so we've got that as another set of data. And yeah, 4,000 feet quite widely, 3 knot climbs, and freezing level today sat at around 7,000 feet or so to 8,000 feet, so not a problem. Still feeling fairly chilly though. Okay, on to airspace, and it's a little bit quieter today. Things to be aware of. There is no activity notified at Keevil today other than gliding. I'll just check that using my other thing. There is a NOTAM that talks about Keevil, but that's a bit of a almost a mistake really, because it's just telling you what's in the AIP. Let's just have a look. Up country 23 is a Battle of Britain Memorial flight fly past 11:30 to 12:35 with the vicinity of Benson. Abingdon has finished. There might be some departures, but it doesn't have any restricted area temporary, as far as I'm aware today. Lots of paragliders and lots of GA activity as well. We have noticed quite a considerable raise in the GA activity. So do keep your head out of the cockpits. We're NOTAM'd as well. It's always difficult. I have to file these NOTAMs about 3 days in advance or 4 days in advance, but I made a reasonable guess it could be soarable, and it just makes people aware of our operation. 18's in the airspace. Looking further up country, 36 Battle of Britain Memorial flight again, 1407 to that's one that is sorry, 1219 to 1249, and there's lots and lots of BBMF stuff going on sort of in the middle of the country, but there's no other major airspace that you should be aware of. Sywell's quite busy at the moment, as is Booker. But yeah, looking fairly reasonable. Okay, operationally, it's runway 09 today. There's no jet movements. We do still have this fairly nasty crosswind, so let's just play it sensible today. Cables on the south side and aero towing off the north side as we did before. I think, yeah, based on the crosswind, we'll just do an aero tow from the launch point job if you can come and go there. For those of you interested in flying tomorrow, second Monday on the trots, that I'm going to have to come up with an interesting plan. It looks like we've got another 15 knot north-northeasterly. So do keep an eye on your emails, because and also we have 5 jet movements tomorrow too. So yeah, keep an eye on your emails, because I've got a big plan up my sleeve, but it is going to be a little bit disruptive tomorrow. So yes, we do have some spare glider availability and instructor availability today. If you're interested, please contact the office. Good. A reminder to put all the gliders away when you're done with them, because we haven't got any evening group tonight. So that includes single-seater lot. Please clean your gliders and put them away, please. It's not the evening group's job to put them away if you've spent all day soaring them. And yeah, we will see you out there shortly. Bye for now.